That one went kind of like the script. I mean, that's about what I expected. It was going to be a really hard, tough game, and whoever almost like a heavyweight fight, and it was probably going to be a split decision, and it kind of was, and we ended up on the right side of that one. A lot of respect for their program, what they do, and hopefully that gives us some confidence to be able to win a tough game in front of a good crowd against a good team, and that was special for us.
For you guys to close it out on defense and forcing the miss on Anderson, and then Rice gets pretty open for a look at the end that just happens to miss it. What did you make of your defense down the stretch?
You know, it was great. And I think the radio guys asked me about the last play. They're like, "Oh, you did a good job." No, we totally blew that coverage. I was watching it. I said, "Oh no, Max got wide open, and it was almost too open, and we were just very fortunate. And sometimes you just better be lucky." Good, but Coach Harden, who had the scout. And we worked hard on it, and he's in the huddle. He's like, "Hey, we expect this." He said they expect they're going to ghost it with that Abo. Rice going to go down and pick for him. Then he comes off that baseline. Sure enough, and I'm watching. I go, "Oh no, Andre got picked." And I was like, "But just very lucky." But like Kamani made a big stop on Degenhart when we kind of had to play small because Oscar had 4 fouls. Ruben was playing sick tonight, so we were just. And got a little more ball handling out there. Kamani made a big play there. Isaac had some good stops, and just we were gritty enough down the stretch to get that done.
Jay with his best game, 13 points. The one, we were talking about, and then the 3 in transition. Was it just a matter of him just finally, hitting the shots tonight, or what?
It might have been just the head coach giving him permission to tell him. I just finally told him, "Look, you're the first guard off the bench," and. And you never know. Coaches don't know. Well, we might say we do, but you don't know. And he's had a great attitude, and Isaiah had been good, and Brian. It's a little bit of when Joe went down. He's been out, and it's like we need Isaiah or Jabe, and Isaiah's a little quicker, and this and that, but he's inexperienced, and it's just finally it's like and kind of just misfortune. Isaiah got hurt, and it's just like I said, look, don't look back, Jabe. You're gonna have to do that, and he had whatever and. He's played well in this gym too. That might have helped too against Eastern last year, but it was good. We needed him, and especially when they guard you too. Like you're gonna have to have some people with our. He helps out our bigs. He really an elite shooter. We got to get him back going.
A few real tough fought games in this series now. What does it feel like for you to come out on top?
Finally, like I said, I don't know if I've been. Coach Rice, he actually offered me my first job in coaching. Or I can't say he really wasn't in a position to offer me the job. Nor I don't know if it's considered a job if it's without pay. So he had me teed up to be a volunteer assistant in Greeley, Colorado. Northern Colorado was Division II with Ken Smith. So I'm forever grateful for that. He's always been very kind to me, and it's the first time I think we beat him. We've had some scraps back then. I don't want to talk about that. Back when I was in the WCC, when they were Gonzaga, I was at St. Mary's and that. So, and really, it's funny because they play a little differently than Gonzaga and that, even though it comes off that tree. But they're a really gritty team, and it felt good for us. We need those. We need to. That's a league game for us and getting us ready. So hopefully.
And after a couple of tough losses last few times playing here in Spokane, dating back a couple of seasons, what's it like
we had
to get
a rough
a win
year.
Here?
The 2 years ago, when we went to the NIT Final Four. That one felt like the South Dakota State one where Shireman hit us at the buzzer and then we had the Boise game was a tough one. Degenhart hit a big 3 off a timeout. I remember that, and kind of separated. It was a tight game. They're all tight. But they kind of were the better team down the stretch and executed better. And tonight I thought maybe we were a little – our D, we just made some stops. We needed it. And we even stole that play, and we've yet to get a shot attempt out of it. But must be Degenhart and our guys.
Obviously, the goal of every season is to make the NCAA tournament. How do you feel coming out of non-conference play now in terms of, okay, the path is maybe more clear than other seasons?
It's a weird – because of – just the climate of what's been going on, having it, lost a lot after last year, but I felt like staff did a great job of bringing in good talent, and guys are really, and our culture's really good, but it's like putting it together quickly, and so we differently this year. We had a lot of home games, and there's some positives to that where you get to identify who your role is a little easier. You have some success, build some confidence. But on the flip side, you don't get these tough games, a little late to. The Santa Clara, even though it was a neutral game, they played a really tough schedule, and they popped us. And it was the first time they kind of punched at us, and we didn't really fight back. And I knew Boise, this was a big one to be able to get one like that. And, we're going into, I think, the Mountain Road trip, and those two are two of the better teams in the league. So they're really good. So that's good for us. We've been tested a little bit. Now we got to go on the road, real road games in really tough environments.
Now, obviously, you're focused on this season, and you're not Pat Shun. But with the WCC agreement, do you have any initial thoughts on, at least the future with that?
My first thought is if I can get the scaffolding, maybe Jim can do this, and where I get nail the crucifix up at the watchtower. So it's a Catholic league, right? I go as a Catholic. We're in the WCC. I was just make sure the Washington State, the Jesuits. Are we Jesuits or Christian Brothers? But no, it's just a funky time. It's a great basketball league. No one knows it better than me. So it's just the irony of it is pretty funny. And but hey, they did a heck of a job. It's been a tumultuous time, but that lawsuit getting buried and finally settling the Pac-12 thing, and we can see a path forward, and that's just healthy for everyone that's a Coug fan, and we're going somewhere, hopefully.
Does that help with recruiting, I take it, as well?
Absolutely. Just having something to sell or something. There's a future or whatever. The ambiguous, we're not sure that's in getting that news, and really credit to our guys. I'm sure they talk about it or whatever, but being able to concentrate when so many things are going on and this change, they've been awesome. And it's just a testament that kids are awesome. They're pretty simple, and you have a great attitude. They work hard, and it's nice to see them rewarded. It's been easy for them to be distracted going into Christmas, and we might not have won, but bottom line, when your team competes hard. We competed pretty hard tonight.
Coach, final non-conference game. Is this where you want the team to be at going into conference play?
No, I wanted us to be 11-0. I did. But whatever. But we're in a spot, like I said, and I think mentioned goals to make the NCAA tournament, and we'll have plenty of quad 1, quad 2 opportunities in the league. The league's really good this year, and we're gonna have to step up and keep getting better. But we've got some nice pieces, and it's more the experience that we need. And I think tonight hopefully gives us something to fall back on, that we had a tough game that we were able to win.
Anything else, Coach?
Okay.
Got time for 2, maybe 3 more. What you guys say?
Andre, I guess, is still kind of in a slump, but to get 13 rebounds tonight, how did he kind of impact the game that way?
I don't even worry about the shoot. I told you I don't worry about it. It'll come eventually. Some of it's getting Jabe out there a little more will help him. Miles is still a first-year player. He had, I was really proud of the fact when we were up 1, he dribbled out of bounds, and our guys didn't wilt, and it would have been easy they just kept plugging. But the 13 rebounds, he's our best defender. He's a great leader, and those other things. And he's getting good. They guard him pretty hard. They don't let him, even though he hadn't been shooting well, they don't just leave him open. I noticed. And he had some tough drives, big layups, and that's good for us.
Last question, back.
Sorry to bring up the WCC thing one more time, but Coach Few was behind the Boise State bench. Just wondering if you had a chance to talk to him at all.
I didn't. I heard he walked by our bench on the way. Coach Hunter saw him, but I didn't even know he was there. But that's my nightmare. We're back. No, I thought I escaped. They reeled me back in, but I guess God has a plan, baby.